Hey guys, and welcome to our next lesson. This one is going to be on area. So please take out your notes if you haven't already. We're going to be filling some stuff in on that. The first thing I want you to write is the definition of area. It is the amount of space taken up by a two-dimensional object. Right? And then right under that, you'll see a couple blank spots. And I want you to fill in what I have written here, and that we measure area in square units, or another way to write that is units squared. All right? For example, say we have this rectangle that's 2 units tall, 3 units wide. Right? If we were to draw a square for every unit, we would get square units, and then all we would have to do is count, and there's 6 square units, and so that rectangle is 6 units squared, right? Just so you know where that term comes from, we're talking about actual squares. How many unit squares make up that shape, right? Some other definitions for you are base and height, right? Base is how wide a shape is, and height is how tall a shape is. And so I really want us to get into the habit of using these terms correctly. How wide a shape is the base. Height is how tall the shape is. All right, some formulas for you, all right? First one is the area of a rectangle. This is the base times the height, right? Maybe you notice in this example, our base is 3 units, our height is 2 units, right? If we multiply those, we get 6, which is the area, all right? We're gonna do another example. Give me a moment to erase. Ooh, my marker rolled away. All right, if this is our rectangle, we have a base of 7 centimeters and a height of 5 centimeters. And all we have to do is multiply those two numbers together. 7 times 5, and that equals 35. All right, we have to be very careful with our units. All right, our rectangle was originally measured in centimeters, so that's going to become a part of our units. But you need to make sure that when we're talking about area, you add in this extra squared, because a centimeter is the unit of length, but we want a square centimeter, a little box that's a centimeter in dimension. All right? So rectangles. The next formula I want to show you is the area of a triangle. Right? There's 2 ways you can go about finding the area of a triangle. I don't really care which one you use. People tend to like one better than the other. The first one is the multiplication version. So when we take half of the base times the height. So take base times height, multiply it by half, or 0.5. The next one is the division version. Once again, we take the base times height, but then we divide it by 2. Right? And we can use either of these because multiplying by 1/2 is the same thing as dividing by 2. Right? Just a slightly different way to think about this same problem. Right? So you can use whichever one you want. I don't really care. Right? One final triangle example for you. All right, we're going to do it both ways just so you can see both of them in action. All right, we've got this triangle. Our base is 12 feet. That's a 12. Hopefully you can see that. All right, and our height is 10 feet. All right, so let's start with the multiplication version. All right, we would take half of our base, that's 12, times our height, which is 10. Right? Be very careful. Proper order of operations. We always do what's in parentheses first. So we want to take our 12 times our 10 first. So we'll get 1/2. 12 times 10 is 120. right? And then we can do this final step, 1/2 times 120, or 120 times 0.5. We end up with 60. And then our units. Our original triangle was measured in feet. But because this is area, we need to make sure we add an extra square. All right? Let's do that same problem, but with the division method. So looking at your division formula, you're going to take your base times your height, so 12 times 10, and then divide that by 2. All right, so with the division method, again, we want to make sure we're taking that 12 times 10 first. We want to do our multiplication first in a problem like this. So 12 times 10 is 120 divided by 2, and then 120 divided by 2 is once again 60. All right, and then the units, feet squared. All right, so 2 different ways to go about doing the same problem. You can pick which one you like. We're going to pick up with this tomorrow. So see you then. Bye.